Well, hello one and all. And yes, surprise, I am doing my spoiler talk on Avengers Endgame in a live stream. Yes, I finally figured out a point to actually find a way to make a live video to actually talk about everything what I can talk about in Avengers Endgame. I mean, if no one joins this, don't worry, that's fine. There probably might be some people joining in, but we'll see. But yes, guys, this is my spoiler discussion for Avengers Endgame. I just saw it for a second time yesterday, and I have all the movies up again. And yes, guys, if you guys have not seen Avengers Endgame, I highly suggest you stay away from this video until you actually see the movie. So please, if you're a Marvel fan like me, please do not spoil this for yourself. Because this is probably the biggest superhero movie of the decade, and probably in the top 5 of all time for the biggest in general. Alright, I'm give you guys 5 seconds to get off the video if you have not seen Avengers Endgame. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope you guys get off. Okay. All right. So, and yes, I'll also talk about my experience at the end of the video. Well, this is my first experience anyway. I'll talk about it anyways. I went to the Endgame on the 25th, the UK release. Here's the thing: there were lots of people there. The first row was the only row left. Like, here's the sort of row. I was sort of here. No, hang on. I was sort of this end here, and the screen was like my neck was sore, but I was still ready for it. I was still able to watch it because I couldn't help it. Because yes, so guys, that's my experience with Avengers Endgame for my first time seeing it. All right, guys. So we get to see Hawkeye's family. Get to see Hawkeye training the girl to use a crossbow and everything, and you see the family dust. And Hawkeye is like calling for the family and everything. Then we get our Marvel Studios logo, which I will say I kind of didn't expect that, to be honest, because I thought Infinity Wars Marvel Studios logo theme music was really good. Well, Avengers Endgame, I kind of understand why they. But anyways, then we get to Nubula, whoever is for Karen Gillan and Iron Man, Tony Stark, together. They're playing this game, and then you see Captain Marvel come in. Then you see all the superheroes' faces and everything, and then you get to see, of course, Thor taking the hammer, and then we of course get the iconic Avengers logo. Do 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 do. And then they're on the ship hunting down for Thanos. Let's go and get that son of a bitch, what Captain America says, basically. And then they go down and see. We get introduced to Thanos. Then all the Avengers are down there except Iron Man, because he's dead, I think, because he's laying on bed for some reason, on a bed, earlier late in the movie, earlier before they went down to see Thanos. But anyways, and yeah, we get to see Thanos' wrist cut off with the gauntlet, and these Infinity Stones seem to not be on the goblet. And then you sort of get to see Thor cut off the Thanos's head. It was like, wow, okay. And then, yeah, so that's the current Thanos dead. Then after that, we see 5 years later. Now, back in my spoiler-free review that I said, I loved all 3 acts of the movies. And yes, I can see why people may not like this as much until like the 3rd act of the movie, which we'll get into later. And then you sort of get to see 5 years later, see all the heroes basically just split everything, and then we get a Joe Russo cameo, and we even get to see a Fortnite cameo. Well, kind of a cameo, but you know. Then you get to see this family gang taking a picture with Hulk, sort of half Hulk, half Bruce Banner, because you know he can able to talk but as Hulk he cannot like speak until like Thor Ragnarok, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and then else happens then. Yes, and then in Tokyo we get introduced to Hawkeye later on, where Black Widow visits Hawkeye, and Hawkeye says, "You should not be here." But yep, all the heroes are together except Captain Marvel, who is away after the current Thanos getting killed off. And then we sort of see all the. Then we sort of get to see Ant-Man and everything. We get one of our very funny sense of humor moments where he goes in the quantum and where they bring some reference to some movies like Back to the Future and all that. Then get to see old me or baby me, or just me. But yes, then after that you see everyone wearing their quantum suit and everything, and then they all go travel in time back to 2012, the first Avengers movie. Wish it was 2012 again. Anyways, then you get to see the iconic scene in Avengers with the 6 main Avengers standing up and everything, and then you get to see the current Captain America wear the suit that was worn in 2012. Yeah, and then you sort of get to see. Give me a moment, guys. I need to figure out something. All right. Doctor Strange. Yes, which is something I'll get into in a minute. Agent 1, that's it. Yes. And yeah, Agent 1 for some reason wasn't in the first Avengers movie, but was sort of in somewhere in the timeline in 2012 where the first Avengers event happened. And then so they now going back in time to get the Infinity Stones, get like the Time Stone, the Mind Stone, and all that, the Reality Stone, Power Stone, Soul Stone, and Reality Stone, and yes, all 6 Infinity Stones, 3 in New York, 1 in another, and 2 in another place. And then you see sort of the Agent 1 do the trick on Hulk and sort of change back into, Bruce Banner. And then we also later on go into the Avengers Tower where sort of after when in the first Avengers movie where, Hulk smashes Loki in the tower. It's one of the funniest moments in the first Avengers movie. And then you sort of get this another sense of humor scene where, for what I'm concerned, that's America's ass. Yes, and then of course you get to see the Captain America's, the current and the 2012 Captain America go against each other, which was very good. And I love how the current Captain America says, Bucky is alive. And then sort of stops and says, that is America's ass. And then we're also Thor and Rocket Raccoon go to 2013 in Thor: The Dark World. Sees Thor's mum and everything, gets the Infinity Stone there. Yeah, one Infinity Stone he's seeing in the movie, and then after that, in 2014, they go back in time to Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they get the. So hang on a minute. So Power Stone they get, and the Soul Stone. Then let's work this out. Then then in 2012 they sort of get the Time Stone, the Space Stone. They try to get the Space Stone, but yeah, it's a lot of it's 6 Infinity Stones. It's quite a lot to remember where it took place in. But yes, and then we get one of the saddest moments where we get to see either Hawkeye or Black Widow trying to sacrifice moment. Then one of them has to sacrifice each other. We all knew this was kind of happening, and we see Black Widow unfortunately dying, just similar death to Gamora in Avengers Infinity War. And then they get the Power Stone, and I think it was hang on, sorry, it was the Soul Stone. Yeah, it was the Soul Stone. God, there's a lot to remember, but anyways, for me anyway. And yes, and then we go back in time to 1970, where they actually look for the Time Stone again. No, not the Time Stone. Hang on, Space Stone. That's it. And then we get to see a CGI young version of Stan Lee cameo. Yes, when I saw that, that put a smile on my face. It really did. And then you sort of see Tony Stark being Howard. What was it? Protz, and sort of meets Howard Stark, his father. Yeah, they now get, and then now back at the Avengers building, they get all the Infinity Stones. Hulk tries to get them all on. The Avengers building collapse, and then we get to see the 2014 Thanos. Yep, Thanos from 2014 goes against them, and they're all getting ready, and it's great to see the old Thor hammer back. Yes, in 2013 he gets the old hammer back, which is just great. Just going back in time, that's kind of what I kind of wanted to happen going out through this movie. And yes, it worked. It really did work. And then I especially love the moment where Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor are just walking to Thanos, and they go against each other. And yes, and I love the moment where Thor and Captain America go against each other. Sort of argue which hammer they should have. And then Captain America's like, I'll have the little one. I like that moment. That is great. That is a great sharing moment in this movie. And guys, and then when we see the Doctor Strange portals, you see Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man, and the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy characters. And there you have it. They're all back. The characters that dusted in Infinity War are back. They're all here. All the Avengers are here. Then we get the before May, and the Avengers Assemble. And then the war just begins. Captain America's shield comes collapsed and everything, and then you see Captain Marvel come in. Hi, I'm Peter. Hey, Peter Parker. Yeah, and yes, the hugging moment with Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Tony Stark, Iron Man is just great. This is nice. And of course, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for the sort of and then Thanos basically and Iron Man basically wear their gauntlet, and Thanos says, "I am immortal," whatever that was, and the Infinity Stones aren't there. But when they turn on to Iron Man, they all come in, and Iron Man just says, "I am Iron Man." And all the bad guys turn into dust and everything. And then we get to see Iron Man's death. Oh god. Wow. Oh boy. I just saw a viewer came in. Hopefully that wasn't someone that didn't see me anyways. Yes, you get to see the funeral for Tony Stark. You know, all the Avengers are there. All the characters, the current ones and the dusted Avengers are all there, except for Black Widow, who died earlier. You know, all the Avengers characters are there at Tony Stark's funeral. You know, it's all wow. Yes, that was a very sad, touching moment. They ended off the character perfectly. The character that started this whole MCU, just that is a perfect end to the character that started the MCU. Like, wow. And then you sort of see, and yes, Thor starts not getting overweight anymore, which I did forget to mention. But yes, Thor does come overweight after drinking all the beer and everything earlier in the first half of the movie. Yep, sees all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters there. Knives. Yep, we get some more humor. And after that, we see Falcon and Bucky and Captain America, therefore brings all the Infinity Stones back to their current timelines. And then we get to see an old version of Steve Rogers' Captain America with the shield. And yes, I kind of felt Captain America was going to die, but wow, who thought this was going to happen? See an old version of Captain America, Steve Rogers, gives the shield to Falcon, which is just great and everything. And then sort of going back to the old time days where you see yes, Captain America in the old days, which probably took place when I don't know when that took place, and that was sort of like in the current days, and sort of Captain America and the girl from the older days, but I don't know. And then the movie's all finished, and then you get to see all the characters shown on the credit. And then you get to see the 6 main Avengers signatures, which was just very good. You see Hawkeye, Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, Captain America, and of course, Iron Man. And then there's no post-credit scene. Like, they ended this movie so well. Yes, I absolutely enjoyed Avengers Endgame. I loved it so much. It was like Return of the King of the MCU. Probably the best quadrilogy we will probably get. The Avengers. Unless if Toy Story 4 turns out to be great, who knows? But yes, I gotta say, Avengers Endgame is my favorite movie of this year, 2019. And yes, and of the MCU. Yeah, I said it. Avengers Infinity War was great after the 10-year build-up, and now you have Endgame, the Return of the King sort of end. And boy, those were amazing stuff. Alrighty, guys, that was my spoiler discussion on Avengers Endgame. Comment down below, let me know what your favorite scenes were in Avengers Endgame. Comment down below, let me know what moments shocked you the most. And let me know below in the comments. And yeah, guys, Avengers Endgame, what a conclusion it was. And as always, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. All the social media links, even though this is a live stream, are on my channel. Just click on the About button on my channel, and they should all be there. Don't forget to click on the notification bell before you leave. And as always, until my next video, I will see you guys then, and peace. Bye, guys, even though there's no people watching, but thanks for watching this live stream. Take care.